Welcome to Machine Fix. Today we are going to look at some basic personal protective equipment, or PPE, that is available for us to stay safe in the workshop, and also when to use it and how to use it. So I always protect my eyes first, not only because being blind is a horrible experience, but also because if you get blinded while you are in a workshop, you can get it in a more serious accident while looking for first aid. So here we have different types of eye protection. What you have to make sure is that it protects both the front and the side. That's always the best one. These three are basically the same, so you can choose from them. It's more like this is lighter and easier and softer. They function the same way and they fulfill the same purpose. This one is one that is for people with seeing glasses, and you always want to use these ones if you have seeing glasses. A common mistake is that people use their seeing glasses as protection, but the glass is not impact resistant, and then if that shatters, you will have all the glass in your eyes. And then this last one is to use in more dangerous situations in which something can break off the machine and hit you in the face. Examples of this is when you are working with an angle grinder, the disc can break off, or if you're in a lathe, the piece of wood that you are working on can also break off and hit you. In ear protection, we have two options. We have ear muffs and earplugs. Earplugs are the most common one, especially these foam ones, that you should basically press to introduce into your ear canal, and you should put them up to the edge of your ear, not the edge of your ear canal. Then they will expand and they will protect you against sound. These are actually the most common ones and the ones that isolate more. The issue with these ones is that pressure of expansion will bother you after a few hours of using them. So to solve that, what you can do is have them custom made to the shape and size of your ear canal. So they isolate as much as these ones, but they don't bother you after hours of work. In the ear muff section, you have different sizes and different levels of isolation. They should be indicated in the box. And then this curious one that is the active noise cancelling ones. You also have them available with radio to communicate between partners. And what you can do is basically turn off the noise cancelling while still wearing the headset, so that you are not fully exposed to the noise of the machine, but you can communicate with your colleague. You should never use music noise cancelling headphones, because the music will not allow you to use the sounds that the machine makes. And those sounds can be an indication of something going wrong. So you need to hear those sounds. In a general sense, what you have to do is protect yourself whenever you are performing loud operations. So that can be when you are using a machine, and most machines will have a sticker indicating so, but it can be also when you are hammering metal. That is also a loud operation. To protect yourself against airborne particles or breathable particles, you have different types of masks. The most common one is the N95 mask that will adjust around your face and your nose. You can adjust it further by compressing this metal stripe, and you only have to make sure that the seal between the mask and your skin is tight. This is commonly used when you are working with normal foams or wood, so that those dust particles will not go through the mask. The other option you have is this mask with exchangeable filters, and you can use, for example, these ones that are organic or these ones that are for paint, but just replacing it in the mask. The other thing you have to take into account is that once a filter is open, it will expire in 6 months. So normally there is an area on the filter that you can write when it was open, so that you can exchange it once expired. So in terms of protecting our hands, we have different options depending on what we want to protect ourselves against. If we are using any chemical like a resin or some glue, we want to use nitrile gloves that will protect our skin from those chemicals. If we are working with something mechanical, there are some mechanical gloves with special protection, or there are also these gloves. They won't protect you against impact, but they will protect you against small scratches and sharp objects. If you are moving metal sheet, for example, or moving metal parts from one machine to the other, you want to use anti-cut gloves that they have a polypropylene cover, and they will protect you against sharp edges of those metal parts. You can also use leather gloves to protect yourself against those sharp edges, but none of these gloves are resistant to absolutely everything, so you still have to be careful with what you do. The last thing you can protect yourself against is heat. If you are, for example, welding metal, you have these gloves that will protect you against the heat of the metal part, but they will warm up eventually, so you still have to be careful. To protect your feet in a workshop, you have different options. The first one is the worker shoes, the other one is the visitor shoes. Both should protect you against the slips and also protect your feet itself. This one in particular has a metal cap, as well as this one, that will protect you against anything heavy that will drop. This can be a hammer or it can be a metal part that you are working on. This one in particular, because it's thought for construction site, it also has an integrated metal plate under that will avoid any nail or anything sharp piercing through the sole. The other thing that they should have is an anti-slippery sole that will protect you from slipping with oils or water that might be in the floor of the workshop. In any case, these shoes are only meant to be worn on top of closed-toe shoes. To protect your whole body in a workshop, you have two options. The first one is coats and the other ones are aprons. When using a coat, you have to make sure that it's a workshop coat and not a lab coat. The reason for that is because the workshop coats, they have seams that will rip off in case the coat gets stuck in a machine. So you won't be dragged in with the coat. In any case, if they have long sleeves, you have to always make sure that they are rolled up and not just pulled up, so that they don't have any chance to come down back. This will protect you against some small spills, stains on your clothes, and some small abrasions. So the leather ones will protect you against sparks or heat, and they are normally used to welding. But I really like them because you can put them on top of your clothes and remove them really easily. And they will also not have any sleeve, so there is no opportunity for you to get stuck in a machine. These are all the PPEs that you can find in a workshop. It's your responsibility to stay safe, so make sure that you have them available. If you cannot find them, just ask the workshop manager to give them to you. I hope you find this video helpful. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. And also share it with anybody that can use it to stay safe.